here behind me, I got the KX250. It's completely disassembled. Now I need to take the top end off. Before I take the top end off, what I'm gonna do is roll it back outside and pressure wash all the frame and all that, because I don't want to work with dirt around since I'm gonna be leaving the engine in to do the top end. This bike was running when we disassembled it, so it doesn't need a whole lot. It just really was a little bit tired, and all we're trying to do is refresh it. So to keep the build as fast as possible and as cheap as possible, I'm gonna try to leave this motor in there. So before I disassemble it, I'm gonna go ahead, take the whole bike out, outside the shop, pressure wash the frame and whatnot. I really wanted to leave these side covers here, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to just leave them tired like this. So I'll probably re-cerakote them while I'm doing the top end. That way it can be curing, and then we'll start the reassembly process.
Hey, welcome back. This is Ghost Mafia. This is how we do it.
My mom used to tell me, okay, she said, sometimes, if you just a little bit too high, get a little too full of yourself, you must be brought down. You will be.
Hey, the bike rolls the other way.
She's like, I don't care how
They
bad
call
you
me
are,
12
son.
o'clock, boys.
Somebody else out there just a little bit better. No. Hell no. Mama, somebody got to be the bad.
It feels completely awesome.
And we are live. So I want to go ahead and start off this video by saying, please do not feel like you have to watch this whole thing. This was a very, very difficult bike. For me, for the original owner, it gave us all a lot of problems. It took a million kicks to start over. It wasn't the normal stuff. So this video is going to be like a full teardown slash technical video slash what you need to look for if you're having these type of issues slash I'm giving you permission to skip through this video as long as you leave a comment. So please, if you're gonna skip through, at least drop a comment and say you skipped or something. Please do it, or don't do it. You could do it if you'd like to do it. But here I am disassembling this bike. Pretty much already done now. These time lapses make these things fly by. Pretty much got everything all tore apart, looks like. Got, like, yeah, I mean, shit. I might as well just be quiet and let you finish watching the video. Yeah, the more I looked at these side covers, they're just like all scratched up and worn. And when it comes to a dirt bike like this, especially one that I'm not planning on getting real crazy with the graphics and tricking out with custom levers and whatnot, these side covers really make a big difference in the look of the bike. How could you let your shit get this bad? So we're gonna put a rag in there before it gets all dirty, and then go pressure wash all of this. I hate that. Probably need one of these too. Once again, just getting everything all washed up. I use a combination of degreaser and aluminum brightener that I get from Napa. Gives it that nice shiny look, gets all the grease off. And here's the carburetor. I have the majority of it disassembled, most of the electrical stuff minus the injector off of it. And this is after it was in the ultrasonic cleaner. And yes, it's safe to put the whole thing in the ultrasonic cleaner. It's not gonna hurt it. This whole airbox situation's just like a little bit tired. Like, I don't know. I should have probably bought a new one. Like, you can see these scratches where somebody scuffed it before they put the old graphics kit on. We're gonna be running a bare, no graphics, so like I need to get those scratches out. And then I got a new one of these we're gonna put on there. Let's get it. Here we got just like a little bit of tired. It's broken. These are just a little bit rounded over. They could probably be fixed, but they're tired. Like, I don't like that. That makes a jump, coming up a jump face, feel very uncomfortable. All right, so I don't always, especially on these newer bikes, you don't always have to change the timing chain tensioner guides whenever you do a timing chain and valve job. On these bikes, and you'll see in a second, the tensioner actually is a rod that pushes on the guide itself. And some of them, I noticed on like higher quality bike, there'll be like a metal plate here, but a lot of times they actually just have rubber on metal. And what that'll do is it'll wear out. And here you can see a little bit. So on the left is a new one. You can see how it has like a little, if it'll focus, like a tiny little metal cap right there. You can see like, but like on the right, you can see where it's just kind of wore out. So what that does over time is it makes your tensioner where it can't push it as much, because instead of it actually pushing the guide, making the chain tighter, it'll actually just be pushing through the plastic. So always double check your guides. Most of the time they won't need to be replaced, but a lot of times just go ahead and replace it. This is one of those things that makes it hard for me to disassemble a bike without getting it just right. The tensioner probably would have got the slack out of the new chain, but like that's just, you're already here, you're already there. What's another $120? They are like, especially on these newer bikes, they're like outrageously priced. I have noticed though that sometimes they have metal in them. I don't know if it's updated or like if there's a year change where they just went ahead and put metal in all of them. That way it's just like not rubber on metal, it's more of a metal on metal and then rubber. For me, I see a lot of bikes, so that's what makes me where I like certain brands more than others. This is one of those reasons. If you watched the video this far, I just want to say thank you so much for watching it. I want to say thank you to everybody that has found out about our new Ghost Mafia merch store and has supported us through that, because that is how we are able to make these dope ass videos. And we just want to keep making more videos. So like if you have anything that you want to know, any type of video that you want to see, anything that you want us to change, you gotta let me know in the comment section below. Let's get back at the video. Now, fast forward, here we are. Let me show this piston real quick. So here is the piston. Here's the piston. Carbon buildup, just like, looks like it wasn't quite running healthy. Nothing major, a little bit of scarring on the sides. Camera's not really picking it up. See, like that's just fluid. A little bit of scratching. So the cylinder itself, or the jug right here, it's kind of, all this stuff's going to be hard to catch on video, but it all checked within spec. Nothing was super damaged. Invest in one of these. Get you one of these. Do not get a cheap one from Harbor Freight, because you're using forged Wasco pistons that cost nearly $400 for just the piston. Invest in a decent tool, because you cannot, like, you don't know the exact tolerances of everything with a digital caliper. It's just not going to show what you need. So what I did, I checked out this. It shows that we got 1/1000ths. We have 1/1000ths that we can hone out with the honing machine to put a fresh crosshatch in there. That way we're starting off with a good crosshatch, a good forged piston, good tolerances. But moving on to what the actual culprit of this bike was, in the head. We did the gas test, which is simply just pouring gas in the exhaust port and seeing if the gas comes out of the valves. Nothing. And I thought that's strange, because like generally if it has a bent valve, for me it's always been on the exhaust side. Well, lo and behold, pour gas on the intake side and it starts seeping. So we had a bent valve here where it wasn't seating on the valve seat all the way. I can show you that, so let's take a look at it. So, let's see. Get this hard tool that you're not supposed to use. Here you can see it's seating all the way around, and then right here in this area, it's got some blow by where it was just so. Let's see if I can. There we go. You can see where it's got some blow by where it just quite wasn't seating. So it wasn't ruined. Nothing got damaged, thankfully, because I did not want to buy a whole new head. I got 2 new intake titanium valves with valve springs and retainers and all that, all titanium, coming in. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, if I can get it to focus, but like this is just like a little bit of scarring. Like it doesn't even affect the crosshatch. So what I'm going to do, you can see it still has all its crosshatch, I think that whoever did this before, they just ran a little bit too tight of a piston ring gap. Alright, here's our cylinder after we hit it with the hone. 400 grit rocks. Still got a little scratch in there. I don't think it's going to be a problem. We got a fresh crosshatch all the way around. So we're going to run this cylinder. We're still within spec for our piston to wall clearance and our ring gap. So yeah, this should provide at least another 60 hours of runtime. So let's get this bitch installed. Here's the head, all disassembled with the bent valve out. We did wind up taking both the valves out and replacing both the valves like you can see here. But yeah, until the new valves come, there was no need to take out the other one. Just kind of keep less small parts out. Here's the new piston installed with some lube up top for the break-in procedure. Y'all see it? We just made it out here to the track. Looks like it's going to be a pretty cloudy day, so it's a perfect day to not get the brand new bike all dirty. We're just going to do a little bit of testing on it. I did some suspension work on it to try to soften up that front end. I think the spring rate that it has is more so for a heavier rider, and I'm not a heavier rider. So we're going to put the GoPro on and go hit this track. Here I am, finally on the fucking track. Oh, I want it so bad to put this bike on the track. I mean, we waited, the rain, you can still see it's actually a little wet. So this lap is pretty much like, this is not going to be the fastest I can go around the track. This is literally the first time on the bike. I want to feel it out. I do not want to drop it right now. This suspension, like I was saying earlier, is hard. Like you can see, like right there. I know I'm going super slow, like I said, but like it just, that front is set up for like a 280 pound rider, and I'm not a 280 pound rider. So I don't know what we're going to do about that, if I'm going to change it or sell it for somebody that is a 200 and something pound rider. But yeah, like right now, I'm just going through here, chilling. I do not want to drop this bike on these brand new plastics. I did wind up dropping it though, very slowly. Not in this corner, on another track. So like that was a little bit sad, but it did not ruin it. These dirt bikes are hella tough. Yeah, this is so sad, it's pathetic. Like, oh my god, wow. And it's just so stiff. Like, look at it, just like not the front end, just like all over the place. And my hands tired. Like, bro, hands never been tired, but like I'm guessing it's sore because I'm squeezing the tank so hard because it's just all over the fucking place.
My suspension is definitely better on the front, 100%. That one's like a rock. But
Yeah.
it does have more grip. I can feel it kind of trying to grab in soft stuff. This one does kind of let it kind of float.
No, yeah, that one is like,
Way too hard.
when you go on into a rut, you want it to stay in the
It's
rut.
coming out the top, so that's kind of gay. We're waiting on you. That tire is so flat in the front, by the way.
That's what he's gonna air up.
I know.